people give the appearance that you're actually engaged in leaking information. Now, a lot of people are looking at this as the Pentagon Papers redux, but it's totally different, because the Pentagon Papers, there was no question as to their authenticity when they were released by Dan Ellsberg. But in this case, as you mentioned, these documents are in digital form, and we know that the neocon stock and trade is forgeries and misinformation and disinformation. And I would be very suspicious of anything that comes in over the transom in just digital form.
48 hours into this, you've been analyzing the way the news is covering it, Der Spiegel, The Guardian, and the New York Times, and I see them trying to say, oh, look, Pakistan's working with the Taliban. I mean, out of the gates, I see it being used against Pakistan, and Pakistan is in the news today saying, we find this to be very suspicious.
Well, also, I noted in the Guardian article that they went to pains to convince their readers that they paid no money to WikiLeaks for these documents, that WikiLeaks had no editorial control, were not involved with the writing of the story, and that they double-checked a lot of the information with other sources. My God, what are you double-checking? This information, you can double-check any major newspaper or any other news website and find out that the situation in Afghanistan and Pakistan is disastrous. So we're not breaking any new ground here with these so-called revelations.
Well, that's like the lithium story. There was a Russian report from '85. There was a 2001 and 2002 U.S. report. They knew that lithium was there. I mean, they know there's trillions of oil there. What did you make of that supposed leak that we were really there for the lithium?
Well, I think that, there's a lot of people that would then say, oh, well, we have to be in Afghanistan because we need access to these critical national security resources. Yeah, I was very suspicious of that, as I'm suspicious of any time there's a discovery of oil or some other critical natural resource like coltan, which has allowed the U.S. to increase its military presence in Central Africa.
Wayne, I want to be specific, though, because I don't know Julian Assange. He seems like he's done some good work, but I respect you. I respect the John Young from Cryptome, and I've seen most of what you've talked about, unfortunately, has come true. So I know you're a really good source, and I believe that you believe you have well-founded reasons to not trust them. But going back, are you specifically saying that this Julian Assange guy is a famous hacker involved in going after U.S. military computers in the 80s?
Well, this is the background of the WikiLeaks group. One of the principals with WikiLeaks has been associated with the Chaos Computer Club in Germany. I think the fact is that these people travel around the world. They say there's government agents after them. Though I think that there needs to be more transparency with this organization. Well, their comeback is, well, we have to be secretive because of the information and the people we're dealing with. Well, if this private Manning is any indication of how they protect their sources, they're dismal failures, because this guy's looking at years in prison because he was outed by one of these people that was associated with WikiLeaks. That's not how an investigative journalist deals with their sources. They go to great pains to protect their identities, and so far their track record gets a big fat F.
What about the provenance of these documents? Young pointed out they had digital signatures on them before, that they were actual physical documents, scans of those, and that this disgorgement of 92,000 plus documents breaks with two things. They're entirely digital. They're text. They're not copies of paper. They're digital text. B, they didn't disgorge them to the public first, as they've always done. They went directly to powerhouse mainstream media establishment groups like the New York Times that helped lie about yellow cake and aluminum tubes in Iraq.
Oh, absolutely. I think with the track record of the New York Times and the track record with Der Spiegel on Iran, I think we have to be very skeptical. Now, to be fair to WikiLeaks, they were criticized before for not engaging the media, the journalists, but I think they went the other direction here by selectively making this information available to some media sources that have shown themselves in the past not to be all that trustworthy.
What does your gut tell you, Wayne?
Well, my gut tells me that this could be, even though the Obama White House is criticizing this quote-unquote leak as terrible, I think we have to look. There's a lot of people in the military who think that this foray into Afghanistan is a lost cause, that we ought to pull out. So are they, is the White House, are they shedding crocodile tears over this, or do they see a long-range opportunity to start to convince the public that, look, this is such a failed policy, maybe we need to think about some sort of withdrawal?
Well, if that was the case, to interrupt, if that was the case, and hold that thought, then we would see that mirrored in the mainstream news, and we've suddenly seen a lot of big Republicans, the Republican Party chairman, and many others saying Afghanistan is Obama's war, we need to get out of there, and we've been hearing the Pentagon say that. And so I think that adds a lot of validity to what you just said, Wayne.
Right, and what do we have coming up? We have a big election coming up, and the Democrats are being seen as possibly losing a number of seats in the Senate and the House. So this could be an effort at some sort of damage control. This could be what I call a controlled hemorrhage. Leaking this information. The White House says, oh, this could put our troops in jeopardy. Well, we already know it's a mess over there. How are they going to be in any more jeopardy when they release the highest level secret, which with overclassification, that would at best be confidential or for official use only, or unclassified in the past?
Yeah, because Ellsberg's reports, those were the highest level government and think tank analysis from the big brain bugs that the war was a complete failure, not battlefield communiques.
No, yeah, right. The Pentagon Papers came out of the RAND Corporation, which was basically writing policy in Vietnam and Indochina. So what we have here, what do we have? Emails, cable traffic between U.S. diplomats and State Department. I mean, where's the criticality here, except for the fact that these documents all prove what we already knew, that there's a lot of dissension in the ranks with this totally messed up policy we have in Afghanistan.
But that also gives validity that it's real, and WikiLeaks is doing a good job, because that's the type of thing they're going to be leaked, is something that a captain or a colonel who's mad can put on a memory stick and give to them. So it's just a hall of mirrors. I want to come back and talk about the Cybersecurity Act itself and the end of the free internet as we know it with Wayne Madsen straight ahead. I'm Alex Jones.
This is not a drill.
Repeat.
This is not a drill.
Gun sales are on a staggering pace.
Gun prices are going through the roof, and that means desperate, vicious criminals now want your guns
and will do anything to get them.
Now, a new book reveals powerful secrets for hiding your guns from thieves and looters. You'll learn step-by-step, battle-hardened techniques, where to hide your guns so criminals will never find them,
how to create the perfect hiding place,
as well as the places you should never hide your guns.
Under any circumstance.
These and other closely guarded gun caching secrets are guaranteed to keep your weapons safe and out of sight when the going gets tough.
But listen up.
For security reasons, the Hide Your Guns book and even the website may disappear without warning at any time. Go to hideyourguns.com.
That's hideyourguns.com.
Or call 877-327-0365.
Before they come for your guns.
Hideyourguns.com right now. Right now.
The Fall of America and the Western World is an all-new 10-hour documentary and survival guide rolled into one. In this film, you will see the reasons why our government is failing and what you can do to prepare. Featuring Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, Joseph Farah, David Icke, Naomi Wolf, G. Edward Griffin, Doug McIntyre, Mark Crispin Miller, Mickey Z, Doug Casey, David McElvaney, and myself, Alex Jones. Protect yourself and get the tools you need to protect your family from these difficult times. The Fall of America and the Western World at www.thefallofamerica.net or click on the banners at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Again, that website's www.thefallofamerica.net or call 800-655-1577. Prepare yourself and the ones you love today. Fallofamerica.net.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realist, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios.